Hey guys, I'm finally back. I am not using the classic controller, my gosh. And welcome to my next Let's Play. And no, it's not a Kirby game, thank goodness, because I've only actually played like 3 or 4 Kirby games and I stunk at most of them. It's not a Yoshi game either. However, it has both of those characters. And several more. And Mario, why he's in this game I don't know. DK, Link, Samus, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, Pikachu. And throughout this game they run. And then there was an epic explosion, Link playing his ocarina. And other stuff. DK destroying Samus before she kills him. Apparently Yoshi was sleeping the entire time. Fox really just didn't care, so he went to go do something else. And apparently it's Mario versus Kirby, even though we know Mario would destroy Kirby. Link would win that second matchup, Fox would win the third, Yoshi'd probably win the last one. But regardless, this is Super Smash Brothers! That's right, from the Nintendo 64, the very first one, where it all began. Fun game. So, the first thing I'm going to do is really quickly just go into one-player mode, and we're going to go into training, so I can explain a little bit of the basics for those of you that haven't played the game that much, or if at all. Alright, so obviously the first thing you're going to do is select your character. Obviously, as you can tell, there's 8 here. There's also 4 hidden characters that you can unlock, and it's actually not that hard to unlock them. So obviously, here are your choices right now. We will get the 4 along the way, but for now we're just going to stick with what we got. So you select your character, and I know I keep going back to this screen. You can use, if you're playing this on the Wii Shop channel, and you probably are, if you're using the GameCube controller like I am, you can use the C-Stick to change your costume. So, you know, everybody's got their different costumes. So I'll just be Link, I guess. And then you choose your stage. There are 8 right now. There's also a 9th one that you can unlock, and we'll unlock this as well. And there's also a random button if you don't know which one you want to play. I'm just going to choose a fairly simple one, Hyrule Castle, which is my favorite stage. Alright, so going over the controls, to move you go left and right. You just hold it down. Hold the analog stick down harder if you want to run. Basically, the idea of this entire game is to knock your opponent off the stage by either going too far to the left, too far to the right, or down off the screen. You can also go up and into the background if they hit you with an upward attack. So up is jumping. You can also use X or Y to jump, and then you can jump again in midair. And then you have for your attack button, you'll have the A. You'll have the standard A. And in this case, you can do 3, kind of like a combo hit here. Stuff like that. Then you can use also, you have other types of attacks. You have your up A, down A, side A, and you also have smash attacks, which is what happens when you hit A and left, right, down, or up at the same time. Now, in this game, if you've played Melee or Brawl, you cannot charge them, so it's just a really strong attack. It does kind of charge, but barely. This is what it looks like. So now, all characters can do that. It's pretty obvious. Obviously, people are going to have different sets. Like, Link is the only character that uses a sword in this game, so obviously other people have punches, kicks, stuff like that. So that's just something you need to practice. Now for your B moves. B moves are special moves, and they're specific to the character. So in this case, everybody's got their own special, and we will be going over them all. Link's special, down B, is his bomb, which I'm sure many of you have seen before, if you've played any Zelda game or watched me do any Zelda game. Link's side B is the boomerang. It's also his regular B. If you just hit B, he's not going to throw it very far. If you hold side B, he'll throw it a lot farther out. Now the thing is you can make the boomerang miss on purpose, and so whenever it comes back, it can hit the character again. Now there is no real the B and the side B are pretty much the same in this game. There is no special side B, so you're not going to be seeing Link pull out his bow and arrow in this game like you would in Melee or Brawl. And then you also have your up B. Now your up B is also used as recovery. If you get knocked off the screen, what you're going to do is you're going to jump again, and then use your up B. And that's going to be the best recovery you can possibly get. There are also aerial attacks, and your Bs, your specials, aka your Bs, are going to stay the same. However, in the air, your aerial regular attacks are going to change. So here's up aerial without moving at all. It's just one kick. 2 sword slashes, if you're actually moving to the left or the right while you're doing it. Backward one is 2 kicks. Upward one is he holds the sword up in the air. Downward one is a stab. So you really get the idea. It's not anything really complex. You can also taunt. I think that's really the only thing I want to mention. Taunt by pressing up on the D-pad. Whee! So there, Kirby just used his up B right there. Now certain characters will get more than one jump. Kirby, for example, is one of those characters. And, you know, each character has something that's specific to them. And then there's also grabbing, which in this case you can do it by hitting Z. This will let you grab the character. And you can either throw him forward like that, whenever he gets up. You can throw him up. Or no, wait, no, I'm thinking of Melee. You can't throw him up. You can throw him forward or backward. Typically the backward throws are probably going to do more damage, but not always. You can also hold L or R to shield, but if your shield breaks, then you're going to get stunned, which it will show here in a second once my shield gets low enough. Oh, get away from me, Tornado. The Tornado is something specific to this stage. It's not in all the stages. I do like this stage, though. I wish they'd put it in Melee or Brawl. Very fun stage. So if we hold it down for long enough, eventually the shield's going to break. It's going to break a lot quicker if somebody attacks you while you're shielding. And then you'll be stunned. You're not able to do anything. You can, you know, hit all the buttons, and that'll make you wake up a little bit faster. And then there's also dodging. If you have your shield out and you hit left or right, then you can do dodges like this. And that will prevent you from getting hit by whatever's there. So dodging is a pretty important factor in this game. So that's really all I wanted to add on. We'll get into the items later. So really that's all about what I wanted to go over. So the first thing we're going to do is be unlocking all the characters. And there are 4, only 4. So we're going to go after the first one. Now, for this first one, you can have any difficulty you want. You know, it can be very easy, 5 lives. That's what I'm going to do. I'll choose Yoshi for the simple reason that he is the character I'm worst with. So I'm going to get him out of the way. Because I don't think you can run through the... You have to run through Adventure at least... You have to run through Adventure 3 times. And each time to unlock a character, you're going to have to choose somebody different. So yeah, only one character out of all these is not unlocked from the quote-unquote adventure mode, I suppose, the one-player mode. Now the battles are always going to be the same in this original game. It's always going to be Link first. And since we just went over Link, you guys know his moveset. You'll notice Yoshi has kind of a weird second jump. And because he has a really weird second jump, he doesn't have a recovery jump. Instead, he has his egg throw. So he gets a really high second jump, but no third jump. Which is very irritating, but, you know, you gotta make do with it. So now we'll face the Yoshi team, and yes, it's always the Yoshi team. Like I said, every battle is always the same. The only time the battle will be different is if you're facing your own character, and then it's going to be a different color. But that doesn't really change the actual outcome of the battle. So as with the typical teams, whenever they're on easy mode, their damage ratio is pretty high, which means they can get killed really easily. Alright, here's an item, the gun. Now, like I said, since it's a team, it kills them pretty easily. And yeah, see, I just killed myself because I was used to using an up B, but I don't get an up B. Here's the home run bat. The home run bat, if you use it like a smash attack, which means hitting side and A at the same time, it's going to be a one-hit KO no matter what. If you want to get rid of an item, by the way, you can just hit Z and throw it. And throwing it will also damage the enemy. It's not like some items that can only be thrown, but you could throw the gun like I had earlier. So now we're going to face off against Fox, who's my best character in this game. I'm not really sure what he's doing, but Fox is overall a really good character, has really good recovery, pretty good speed, has a projectile, which is his gun that you just saw right there. He also has a down B that is a reflector that can reflect projectiles back on the owner, so that's a really good item to have. And he's the only one that has it in this game. So now we're going to get into the first bonus stage, which is break the targets. There are two bonus stages. You break the targets, which everybody knows that from Melee or Brawl probably, and you also have board the platforms, which was only in this game, which is kind of a shame because I actually liked board the platforms. For the most part, it wasn't that hard. I mean, you know, there's always going to be one or two characters that have a really hard target test or board the platforms, but overall, it wasn't that bad. I don't know why everybody made such a big deal about it, like, oh, this is nearly impossible, how are you supposed to do this? It's actually not that hard. This one just revolves around egg throw a lot. But see, I didn't have any problems with that at all. So you use the egg throw on those three over there. You get this one last because it's clearly a suicide target because, you know, if it kept going, you would die. And you only get one life for target test. You get them back. But, you know, target test is if you mess up, then you mess up. So now we're facing off against the Mario Bros, which looks kind of odd because Luigi's here. So it already gives you a clear, obvious hint that Luigi is one of the unlockable characters. It's no surprise. And there's no point in keeping that hidden from y'all because you probably already knew it. And secondly, you know, it just clearly showed it right there that Luigi was one of the characters. And Luigi's not a Mario recoloring. He's got different moves. He just killed himself. Nice. Very nice. Well, that was stupid. Nintendo made Luigi kill himself just because Mario died. There have Pikachu, who is really, really cheap in this game. I mean, he's cheap all the time, but he's a real cheapo in this game. Now, side note about this stage in particular, don't go into that door over there whenever it's open. It's got a Pokemon in there that's going to attack you. Aw, I wish that had hit. Goodbye, Pikachu. Whee! And so Pikachu's gone. Pikachu's kind of in the middle for me. It's like, whatever. So, yeah. So now we're facing a giant Donkey Kong, and you'll get two allies, and the two allies are randomized. Your allies are always randomized. That's really the only thing in this entire one-player / adventure mode that is randomized, is who your allies will be. But yeah, you gotta get DK up to about 200 damage before you can actually try having a chance of killing him. Alright, there, he's gone. Since we are playing this on easy, it's not really that difficult right now. Alright, so now we have stage 2, board the platforms, and if you haven't played the original game, this might actually look kind of interesting to you because, you know, you haven't seen it in Melee or Brawl, because it's not there. So the idea is basically just to jump on the platforms, and once that red flashing light turns to blue, then it counts it as boarded, and you can just go on to the next one. So the idea is to get them all. And I'm waiting for one that will show up here in a minute. There we are. Alright, I'm really bad at this part, so if I mess up, and just, sorry. See, I'm already judging myself on this, alright. And if you go back up, like, through the... You can go back up through the green thing, is what I'm trying to say. So you can't duck under it, but if you mess up, then you have to redo the whole thing. But that's a very, very, very annoying board the platforms. So I'm glad I don't have to do it again. And I think I'll stop after the Kirby team. The Kirby team's only a team of 8, so it's not going to take as long as the Yoshi team. However, their damage ratio is a little bit higher. So as you can guess, the Kirby team basically copies all of the abilities from the other characters. You've seen Link, Samus, there's another Yoshi one right there. Okay, that guy's an idiot. Won't ask for your opinion, Fox Kirby. Pikachu Kirby, obviously. What's funny, though, is the Kirby characters can actually, once they're unlocked, they can take the unlocked characters' abilities, too, like Luigi's, for example. Now, the only thing that they get by having their special power is they get the character's B-moves, so you get Fox's gun, Samus's laser, Mario and Luigi's fireball attack, DK's punch, Yoshi's ability to eat. That's really it. So it's not anything special, really. And next we have Samus, who basically her entire strategy revolves around one thing, but we'll get to that next time. See you then!